এটা চেঞ্জ হয়নি
বুঝছো
2020 106 আছে 106 আছে
বুঝছো
উপরে
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ
বুঝছো Good evening. Welcome to this discussion forum on the cutoff. So, you see, in this year's examination, so out of this, in paper 1, sort of the 100 questions, maximum questions around 20 are from polity, followed by 17 around questions from current affairs, and 15 from economy and geography each, means 15 from economy and 15 from geography, and environment and science are having 10 questions each, and history have 13 questions. So if you see the question pattern, this year around there is a change in the question pattern. So earlier in OPSC, so most of the questions are single answer type question, but this year, so OPSC has improved the standard by adding around 39 questions from the multi options. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and A, B, C, D like that, and 8 questions are match the followings, and still majority means a lion's share 53 questions are the single answer pattern, but changing the pattern to multi options was a really little difficult for the students this year. The feedback is coming from the students community, but this is a improvement in standard of OPSC, and the same standard improvement was launched in the previous main examination. OPSC has changed the main examination question in the last main examination, and it was expected that in this is a preliminary, some improvement will be there. So coming to this paper, current affairs questions are almost most of them are multi option, and 15 out of 17 are multi option, and in also in economy questions are direct, means only single option questions are there. Other part, the polity, most of the polity questions are of multi option, that are very tricky questions in the polity section. So let me start with let me move to the economy, that environment and geography. Sir Ashutosh sir will tell about the question standard in environment and geography. So let Ashutosh sir tell your feedback on that. What is the question pattern in that?
Yeah, hello students. Sir, as sir told that this year we have seen that there is a drastic pattern of question pattern in prelims, and particularly this is a U-turn. Particularly if we compare to the last year, mostly there is a U-turn in the sense of questions are more analytical. It was not direct. And if I discuss the geography and environment, it is particularly mostly in geography. First I tell the geography. In geography it is more on the questions are matching basis, and it is conceptual also. The direct questions are single based questions in geography. All total 15 questions are asked, and out of that what we found morely it is conceptual basis. So if I segregate the part, it is more of the geomorphology and part of your Indian physical also, and also few parts from incorporating your human geography part also, and particularly as it is expected. So questions are, though it is looks like simpler, but from their analysis it is intended that they are bit depth analysis. For example, if we say, sir, particularly if we go for the regional part of geography, so regional part of geography where they are asking, suppose the Siberian part, they are asking the river and the city which is nearby the which river bank and which particular basins particularly.
In-depth questions are there.
Yeah, in-depth questions. Suppose one question they have asked the Ojak Plateau. Okay, Ojak Plateau is in USA, that is in the particular the plains of Mississippi, around that one. That one has to be, while you are seeing the regional geography map, so you have to be a bit analytical. Where is the which place?
Depth has increased.
Yeah, increase.
Try to
Yeah.
the depth of the students.
So one more example. If they are asking the Appalachians mountain of US, it is not sufficient that Appalachians is an old fold mountain. Along that they are asking now which is the highest peak of Appalachians mountain. So we are expecting from this year onwards that bit either level of you are asking the questions, though it is the factual, conceptual it's okay, fine, but in the factual part also they also expecting students in depth. That is okay. Next we will see the for environmental part also there also bit factuals and single options questions are also there, and Also, they are also particularly they are maintaining the conceptual part. Suppose they are asking the eutrophication process. Eutrophication process, it is not suffice to say that only the meaning is needed. You have to know the what is the process and how it reacts, what is the consequences of that one. And particularly the current part also they are as expected in the environment part also current changes like the Indonesian part, why Indonesia has changed to the its capital to other part, like the climate change, those things they have incorporated and added this environmental questions. So,
Current touch in
yeah,
environment.
current touch in the environment, and particularly as expected that this time as the Modi government has that the project Cheetah, and it was expected that I was discussed in class also the project Tiger regarding that one. So in such case now they are adding more the contemporary base the questions that punch in the subject also. So this was expected. Now particularly the Ganga River Action Plan, what the main agenda of Modi, this government, particularly NDA government, they are also planning for this National Ganga River Basins Plan.
Sir,
So,
this side is environment and geography
Yeah.
questions are more updated and move to the science part. So
Yeah.
Rakesh sir will tell about the
Rakesh.
his view on this science part. What the science questions are there?
Also,
Yeah.
Yeah, science and history.
Good evening. I would like to say that obviously sir has already discussed. Still, I would like to say that the question pattern has become 80% similar to UPSC, right? And because this time we have also anticipated it before when the main exam of last year happened, and also the ASO pattern. By analyzing that in test series also we have given around 30% of the questions based on the UPSC pattern, and now hardly 9% that is increased. So we have in our test series also you can see that around 30% of the questions we have given multiple options, and now it become 39. So almost that is similar. So already almost we have anticipated that it will be like UPSC, and it happened also. And another thing is the question is very tricky and highly analytical just by remembering like previous times, like previous exams. Suppose majority of the prelims, majority of the students who are preparing prelims and like the SSC pattern, SSC and ASO pattern. Now that is changed. We cannot prepare only factual basis like SSC and ASO can score very
Yeah, what
big
is your
high.
view on the science part? What is the how the
So
questions
far
in
as
science?
science which is concerned, basic part has reduced and more they have focused on current affairs.
The developmental science part.
Yes, development science and that current affairs. And another thing that the number of questions in case of science this time reduced slightly. It is become almost around 10 questions. So
Covering health like pandemic issue.
yes,
that,
pandemic
about
issues
the
and some are
satellite
analytical also.
Space
Yes.
research program.
Yeah.
Space
Mostly
research,
contemporary
yes.
basis
Science and
that
technology, we have already in every science and technology that obviously it will come from current affairs. So around 10 questions have come and majority basic part has reduced. They majorly focused on
And
current
in
affairs.
history?
In case of history, we can say that some questions are highly factual and some questions are analytical, right? So only
And also history also they have asked some questions on the match the following.
match the following.
Yeah,
Yes.
3 or 4 questions are match the
It
following.
is a new pattern that is
Yeah.
developed this year, we can say. So, overally, you can say that the way it is going towards UPSC.
Okay. So this is on overall in paper 1, and coming to paper 2, that the C-sharp paper that consists aptitude, reasoning and English. Let's start with the Alok sir. He will tell about the questions pattern in the aptitude section. So one of the senior faculty in aptitude. So sir is taking the classes on the aptitude section in the Odisha Civil Service exams and the part for this preparation paper 2 C-sharp. So Alok sir, tell your view on these questions in the aptitude section.
Good evening, everybody. Our aptitude section questions are very easy level questions. There are 20 questions. These questions are very easy level questions. If somebody wants to solve all the questions, then you can save your time also, and just approaching you will solve all the questions. If somebody attempt all the aptitude questions and reasoning questions, it is your pass paper. I can say definitely the student will pass if you appear the 50 plus questions of reasoning and aptitude questions.
So there means question standard is quite
Question
it's standard questions, not that very difficult.
No.
And sir, reasoning sir, Vanik sir will tell about this.
In reasoning
Anjali sir will tell
section,
about this, yes. Sorry.
near about 40 question are asking. Out of 40 question, 5 to 10 question are high level or moderate level. About 5 or 6 question after all the question are easy level. If a student can attend, then easily can attend. And normal, thank you.
So coming to English, sir, tell about that. What is the feedback about this English pattern question in English?
Thank you, sir. Thank you to the panel, and very good evening to all of dear students. This is Pradosh Misra here, and happy to share my feedback about that question. Now, English here, as we all know, and we all expected, sir, that the questions are going to be primarily based on your power of comprehension. So here, reading comprehension scores again. So those persons who excel at reading comprehensions will obviously do well. And coming to the level of questions that are asked in reading comprehension, you may have observed all the passages have different themes. Some of them were narrative, some of them were historical in a sense, some of them reflected upon a mixture of philosophy and analysis. So, well, it calls for advanced reading comprehension knowledge, vocabulary, application oriented. But having said that, except one passage, sir, which I found 5-6 questions, they required some analysis. Rest were doable, and we are expecting good news from all of you. Over to you, sir.
So in this English section, the passages are long passages. Yes. So all the passages are long. So only the short passage and long passages are there. But this year questions, most of the passages are long passages. But coming to the paper 2 being qualifying, so overall this questions pattern being easy as per the experts available here. So they will not face any difficulty in clearing this paper. So coming to the final to your query, that what is the cutoff. So if you look at the previous year's cutoff, so last year the pictures have been available. So for the last examination, the unreserved category, so the cutoff was 106.004 for the unreserved male and 96.703 for the female. And for SCBC it was 102 and for the male and the 87 for the female. And SC it is scheduled caste, it is 82.418 for the male and 67.582 for the female. And for the scheduled tribe it is 60.989 for the male and 58.791 for the female. So taking this two things that I will tell, this year the number of vacancies is more. That last year it was 392 and this year it has increased to 433. So there is a substantial increase in the number. So obviously that implies that the number of that the score will be, means the cutoff will be slightly less this year. And the next thing that will share is, so being the question being little tougher in paper 1, so students will be not able to score what they scored last time. Yeah. So that will lead to a slight fall in the score this year. Being the number of total competent being the same, so it will be like that the number of the score amount will be slightly less this year. So as per the total team analysis, so I want to share that. So for the unreserved male, so the cutoff will be around 90. Will be 90 to 95 in the safe side, and for the female it is around 80 to 85. For the SCBC, 85 plus will be in the safer side for the male, and 75 plus for the female will be safe. And for the scheduled caste, 75 for the male and 65 for the female will be safer side, means your shot almost. And for the ST category, scheduled tribe category, around 55 for the male and 50 for the female will be the expected cutoff this year, and it may go slightly 5% plus or minus on an average. But unlike last year, this year the cutoff will be less because two factors. One is the number of vacancies are more. Second is the questions are tougher than in compared to the last year. So based on these two analysis, so I hope that what I am we are going to say is, so this year cutoff will be slightly less. So around 90 for the general male category and around 80 to 85 for the female category, and accordingly the other will be slightly less as per the last year comparison. So hope that who have scored this much, you start your main preparation because you will find very less time for the main preparation, and that is what from our team. So hope for the best, and very soon OPS is going to publish the preliminary result, and you will be finding very less time to prepare for the main and start. I will request you all, those who are as per the discussion who are scoring this cutoff mark, please start the preparation from tomorrow. Take the rest for the day. Today you enjoy the night. From tomorrow onward, start the main preparation. All the best.